So today we're going to be making Madeleines, and what you're going to need are 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 of a lemon, juiced and zested, and 1/3 of a cup of confectioner's sugar for decoration. So what we're going to start with is we're going to get a large bowl, which I have already set up, which is this bowl. And we're going to blend our eggs, sugar, and butter together. So, eggs, sugar, and our butter. So we're going to mix this on a medium-low setting. So on my mixer, I'm going to put it on a 2, maybe a 1. I'll stick with a 1. So as that's blending well, we're just going to get our other supplies ready, which I already have it ready. And we're going to, on a low speed, which is what I have on, I'm going to pick it up a speed. On a low speed, we're going to blend in our flour, our baking powder, our lemon, juice and zest, and our vanilla. So let's get started with that. And we're going to want to put it in a little bit at a time. So I'm going to start with like the tiny stuff first, and then I'm going to add the flour. We're also going to want them to mix in our vanilla extract. I'm not sure if I said that. So I'm going to quickly get this all situated. And then we're just going to put in our flour little bits at a time as our dough mixes. My first time going through this, since this is my second take of this recipe, I ended up having to mix this with a fork because my blender at my other house didn't really have a low setting, so I had to use a fork to blend everything together. So then once you have all the flour in, you're just going to want to let it mix in and get it to mix in well. So I suggest letting it sit for a few more minutes while just blending. And then you're going to want to cover it with a towel for an hour. And you're just going to leave it on your counter. So now that it's an hour later, we're going to want to spoon our molds into our dough into our molds, and you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 as you're doing this. I already have my oven preheating because I didn't want to mess with it during the video and having to cut it out. So we're just going to fill it up 3/4 of the way full, and depending on the mold, you might want to butter it or put flour in it. You should probably put flour in it, but I'm not going to do that because it's a silicone mold. And yeah, so now that our timer has gone off, we're going to pull our dish out of the oven, and then we're going to pop out all of our cookies. So I'm going to quickly do that really fast. You're also going to want to check to see if it's risen and cooked all the way, so I'm going to quickly check on that. It is not. Still really liquidy. So I'm going to put these back in the oven to continue to cook for a little bit longer. So I'm going to go for like another 5 more minutes since I had cooked it for 10. And yeah. see when these 5 minutes are over. But I'd like to quickly explain why there's like this little glimmering thing right here. It's because my screen is cracked right there, and this camera is only cracked like right along there, and it didn't really show when I was over there filming because of the way I had the camera set up. So this is how I had the camera set up, and now there's not like really any effect right along here. So I'm just explaining that. And we're back 5 minutes later. So now let's check and see if it's done. They look done. They're exceptionally huge though. They're done. And yes, I did cook these in a silicone pan, on a pizza pan. That was really hot, I started to burn my fingers. So now we're gonna take our silicone pan and try not to burn ourselves, which I just did. So I'm gonna get me a paper towel so I don't burn myself again. And then we're just gonna flip these upside down on our cooling rack or on a plate. I'm using a plate, so hopefully this will work. Yes, I had a cooling rack at the other place, and you're just gonna want to, if you're using a silicone, then you're gonna want to treat it like it's a bundt pan. It's really hot. I'll put these back over. I really should have put flour in this. Yeah, next batch, I'm definitely going to be putting flour in this. So now you should have your cookies done and out of their pan. And we're going to take our confectioner's sugar, which I have in this, and we're just going to sprinkle this on. So yeah, now that that's done, have fun with your delicious desserts. I cannot eat all of these because they are so good, but they hurt because of all the lemon citrus in it. So enjoy. Hope you don't get sick off of these if you're allergic to lemon.